Hello everybody, and welcome to the Eternal Sonata playthrough. Ooh, I've been wanting to do this for so long, and now it is finally time. Hehe.
I must do this. And it's for the person who means the most to me. My life is nothing compared to his. Doing this is easy if it's for him. Thank you, everyone. I know it didn't last very long, but really, this was the best time I've ever had in my life. If I blow him a kiss, I wonder, will it reach him up there? No, I guess it won't.
So, after that incredibly interesting opening, we are into what is going to be a lot of cutscenes. I love Eternal Sonata to pieces, and for the most part I will try and stay quiet during cutscenes, but let's just say it has a lot of them, and they go on for quite a while. Like, Eternal Sonata is a lovely, amazing game, but it does have a slight problem with being a little too verbose, shall we say. So, there will be certain cutscenes where I will blather, i.e. like this. There will be others where I will categorically not, but we'll play it by ear as to what occurs with that. So, Eternal Sonata is a Japanese RPG game which was developed by Tri-Crescendo and published by Namco Bandai Games, and was released. Well, the Xbox 360 version of the game, which is the one I'm playing right now, was released in June 14th, 2007 in Japan, and then September 17th, 2007 in North America, and October the 19th, 2007 in Europe. Its Japanese name was Trusty Bell, Chopin's Dream, which will make sense as we get further into the game. There was a re-release of the game on PS3 with additional content, which was called Trusty Bell, Chopin's Dream Reprise, or Reprise, however you want to pronounce that, and that was released in 2008/2009, depending on your country. The game was directed by Hiroya Hatsushiba, who hasn't really done a whole lot of stuff. From what I can tell from his Wikipedia page, he's the founder of Tri-Crescendo and a long-time sound programmer for composer Motoi Sakuraba. And Motoi Sakuraba is the composer for the music in Eternal Sonata. Hiroya Hatsushiba also wrote the script for the game. Art is done by Nozomi Shibahara, and the game is produced by Hideo Baba and Shinji Noguchi. Now, it is, like, visually you can tell already that it's really beautiful, and it's got a very unique art style that I think actually really does stand the test of time. Like, obviously this came out in 2007, and I still think it looks beautiful. It also has an absolutely phenomenal soundtrack, which you are going to fall in love with if you haven't already experienced the game. Like, there's some absolutely stellar pieces of music here.
Shops are to be found.
And
Not here.
oh, I adore it.
In fact, the village is quite calm, almost strangely quiet. It is a place that exudes a
But yes,
peaceful
you can
tranquility,
hopefully already see what I mean by
further
the game is a
from
little bit on the verbose side.
as well
It
as its mystery.
spends a long time talking about things. It does full foul of the common thing. So whenever you're doing a story, it's always better to show and not tell. This game likes to tell you things a lot, but either way, we've got this cute little girl and her mother, and I think we should probably listen to what they're talking about, because I mean, this place looks gorgeous!
Mommy, why are there waves in the sea?
Well, darling, there are waves because of the moon.
Because of the moon?
That's right. The moon charms the water in the ocean with its beauty. And because the moon is so beautiful, the seawater just can't sit still.
Is that true? Really?
Really? Don't you feel your heart start fluttering inside of you when you look at the moon?
I do! What about the puddle? Will it make waves when the moon comes out too?
No, dear. There's not enough water. You need lots and lots of water, like the ocean, before it can make any real waves.
Oh, I see. But that's weird. Why can't a little bit of water make waves too?
The amount of water is the most important part of creating waves. That can be said about people as well. There are many things in this world that can charm people's hearts, just like the moon charms the sea. Things like wealth, vanity, status, image, and power. People who are drawn to these things create waves, and the fear in their hearts makes the waves grow bigger and stronger. The more people there are, the bigger the waves can become. And as the number of people grows, the waves grow bigger and bigger. And that can lead to terrible conflicts. This is probably too hard for you to understand.
I guess.
But if something like that ever were to happen during your life, your only choice might be to jump into that sea. Because when you do, those big waves will calm down. It may be difficult at times, but if you try your best, you'll bring joy to the person who means the most to you.
Really? Okay!
Yes. Though it's insulting to compare seawater stirred by the beauty of the moon to the ugly waves of human desire.
Now, this is something that I do find quite fascinating about A Little Sonata, and that is that it's very open with its social criticism. And while it is very heavy-handed in it, I do like that it tries to make a point and stand by it. But the other thing that I really like is that you've got a duality, because you have this wonderful fantasy world, and then you have a place much more centered in reality.
It seems as though he must be having a pleasant dream.
Yes. Well, that would be nice. It would be even better if that means he's headed towards recovery, a full recovery.
It's said that people can have the most peaceful dreams just before they pass on.
What are you talking about? How can you say that?
I apologize. Hopefully, it's just an old wives' tale.
Frederick.
And don't worry, we are very, very, very soon going to be getting to gameplay. But yes, we begin Chapter 1, Raindrops.
I guess I took longer than usual. Mom's probably worried about me. I'd better get home before it gets dark.
So, here we are introduced to one of our main characters for the game. This is Polka. And she's a cute little thing. She is voiced in the English dub by Erin Fitzgerald, who's a very, very prolific voice actress. She's voiced May Kanka, Naz in Ed, Ed and Eddie. She's voiced Chie Satonaka in the Persona 4 series of games, starting with Persona 4 Golden, Noir in the Hyperdimension Neptunia series, and so many other things as well. Lots of anime.
It looks like it's my turn now. I should try moving around a bit to start with.
And lots of games.
Until this action gauge runs out of time, I can move around.
Some of the more recent being, let's see.
Decreases when I'm actually doing something. So if I don't know what to do next, I can stop and think about it without.
So in Tales of the Abyss, she is Ion, Sync, Florian, Kathy, and Yulia. Done a lot of stuff for the Tales of franchise. She's also Olin and Snacky in Fire Emblem Heroes. She's one of the voices for the Avatar in Xenoblade Chronicles X. And yeah, she just does, she's done a lot of voices over the years. But Chie Satonaka is probably the one that most people would recognise her from. So basically what's happening right now is that we're getting the tutorial for how the combat system in the game works, because it's very unique, because it works, it's turn-based, but there's more action involved in it, but there's also more strategy involved in it. So rather than your typical turn-based system where one move occurs, then the next, then the next, you get to choose where you move in the time frame of your turn and what moves you use, but there is a countdown for how much time you have to do stuff. And as you progress through the game, what you're able to do will increase and change, but also become more challenging. So at the minute we have infinite amount of tactical time, so as long as we stay still, we can look around the arena, figure out what move we're going to make, and then move and then go in for the kill. And also we can use our time to get away or what have you. So it's a really fascinating gameplay system that unfortunately does sometimes descend into just mashing the A button to attack before whipping out a special move at the end of the turn, which can make certain battles look a little bit uninteresting, but I've always found it to be really fun. And also just the battle music for the game, easily one of the best battle music themes in any video game ever. Motoi Sakuraba did a phenomenal job with it. The song is called Either Make the Leap or leap the precipice. It depends whether you listen to the people's translation of the Japanese soundtrack or the name of the song as presented in-game. Because the game actually does let you listen to the entire soundtrack, if you so choose to. And I mean, that is, I feel, important, because it is a game that is almost entirely about music. I mean, this character's name, Polka, it is to do with music. And I mean, so basically it's originally a Czech dance and genre of dance music familiar throughout Europe and the Americas. And it's sort of that upbeat type thing, which it's just really fun. And all of our character names that we're going to see throughout the game are based on music and musical terminology. So it is only fitting that the music of the game itself is so important and so amazing. I mean, if you... Obviously I've mentioned Motoi Sakuraba before. The reason why his name might sound familiar is that he is the man behind basically all of the Tales of franchise music. Like, all of it. And obviously that is always a delight. He also did some of the music for Kid Icarus Uprising. He also has done a lot of music for Mario sports games, so mostly I think Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, etc. And just in general, I love his music. It's just great, and I think Eternal Sonata is definitely up there among his best works, because it's just freaking phenomenal. Like, I can't say enough how much I love this music.
I'm so tired. There's so many people living in Retardando. Why won't any of them buy from me? And now...
Oh yes, another thing to note, do be prepared for lots of flashbacks throughout this game.
I see. I guess you don't want to be touched by me either. Come and buy some of Tenuto's famous floral powder. It works very well. Please, give it a try.
Floral powder? I didn't know people still made that. What with the mineral powder we can get these days? Why would anyone need that stuff? Now, I don't mean to be rude, honey, but floral powder just isn't useful anymore.
I guess no one around here wants to buy it.
Ow! Hey, what was that for?
What's your problem?
But I didn't do anything.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I didn't...
Are you all right? Well, did that help? Does it feel any better?
Stay away from me! Don't touch me!
Wow! Did you see that, Mom? She was glowing!
Come back here right now! Never go near anyone that glows like that girl did. Do you understand me?
But why?
Because I said so, that's why. Now come on.
Oh, poor Polka. She really does get screwed over in this game, like, really, truly badly. And it's awful because she's such a lovely character who just cares so much about everyone and everything. I mean, it's kind of your stereotypical video game JRPG heroine. But, hey, I mean, this game's about the music. Plot is important, but slightly less so, shall we say. So I can definitely forgive it for falling into tropes, shall we say. Because it really does, every now and again. But hopefully already you can see part of the reason why I do love this game so much. Because I mean, look, it's bright, it's colourful. The music, as I've said before, and will continue to say throughout this playthrough, is freaking amazing. Like I say, there are very few games where I actively want to enter a battle to hear the music. It's not to say that any video game battle music is bad, definitely not. It's just that this particular theme is one that I actually would actively seek out a battle for, which is not something that I can say for many battle themes. And then yeah, just this art style, it's so bright and vibrant and fun. Like, I mean, there's a major anime-ness to all of the features, but I think it just works. And obviously all of this makes a very stark contrast to the more realistic world that we saw in an earlier cutscene, and that will come to make more sense as we progress through the game. Because basically it will go into what the actual deal of the game is, like its entire premise. But I'll leave you with a little bit of a surprise on that front until then, because why the hell not? We're in for the long haul with this one. I mean, it's not the longest of Japanese RPGs in the world. I was actually planning on doing a different Japanese RPG for this particular playthrough, i.e. my first one back after my 8th YouTube anniversary. But unfortunately that one didn't pan out, because the disc wouldn't work. Which is a shame, because it's a game that I really wanted to play, and I was going to do it blind as well. And, well, I probably could be furtive about it, and certainly in another playthrough that I have recorded on Hellfire Comes, I think it's Okami still over there, though that's coming to an end as well. I was very furtive about it, but I was going to do Tales of Vesperia. I'm super excited for it as well, because we're going to get a game off my backlog, and yeah, the game just wouldn't work. But I was really in a JRPG mood, and I thought, you know what, I have wanted to do Eternal Sonata for such a long time. The only reason that I hadn't done it yet was because there was a certain... right at the end of the game, there is an optional dungeon which you can complete, which does change up how the ending plays out. And I very much wanted to get that, but also I very much wanted to do the New Game Plus mode, which is called Encore mode, because there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can unlock during that, more of which I will explain later on. So that was my initial plan for when I was going to cover this game, I was going to have already done that so that right at the end of the game I could just flip back and I wouldn't have to go through the torment of doing that optional dungeon again. But because obviously I've been busy with life in general and all the other games that I've covered, that there just hasn't been time for it. But now just felt like the right time. I'm trying to go through as many of the games that I've wanted to cover for such a long time as possible. And yeah, I was in that desire for JRPG-ness, and now seemed like the perfect time to tackle it. So I'm just super incredibly happy right now.
I'm home.
And I love
Welcome back, Polka.
the relationship
Oh, you
between
must be
Polka and her
exhausted.
mother.
I've made some nice hot
It's
stew.
it's really sweet.
Mom, are you afraid to touch me?
You used your magic in Retardando, didn't you?
Why does everyone avoid me?
Because they think they'll get sick if they touch you, even though it's not true. I'm living proof that it isn't true. After all, I live with you and I'm fine.
I'm not afraid of dying from the illness, Mom. It's just, well, I'm just sad that no matter what I do, I can't make any friends.
Polka,